My name is Brian Searle, and I've been an Idaho potato farmer for my entire life. I also serve as the president of the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation, an organization of farmers and ranchers of all ages and backgrounds, united by a love for agriculture and a commitment to feeding our communities. Over the past several years, the conversation around immigration and farm labor has become more intense and at times more divisive. Let me be very clear. Our policy is to follow the law while doing everything we can to keep safe, nutritious, and affordable food on grocery store shelves. When it comes to immigration and use of foreign labor, it's easy to find strong and opposing views. We welcome different perspectives, but we hope these conversations lead to more people becoming educated on the reality of farm labor in America. Farmers and ranchers across this nation have been sounding the alarm for decades. We face severe labor shortages and have long been calling for a legal fix to a broken guest worker system. In the next few minutes, I may not change your mind, but I do challenge you to take a closer look at 5 key areas that are critical to understanding farm labor in America. So let's look at the first area, the hiring of Americans versus foreign labor. I encourage you to research how legal guest worker programs actually work, specifically the H-2A program for agriculture and H-2B for other seasonal industries. H-2A visas are issued to qualified individuals from other countries to fill temporary jobs in production agriculture. But here's the key. A farmer or rancher cannot even begin to hire a foreign worker unless they first prove to the U.S. Department of Labor that there are not enough able, willing, and qualified American workers to fill the job. They must also show that hiring a foreign worker will not lower wages or working conditions for U.S. workers. Employers are legally required to advertise jobs through state workforce agencies and must post them for the first half of the labor contract term, offering the same wages, housing, and benefits that would be offered to any foreign worker. On our farm, we work long days for the growing season. We've seen remarkable advances in technology, and I'm sure more will come in the future. But agriculture still requires people to move and fix irrigation equipment, to harvest the crop, to be reliable, to get the job done. Now let's take a look at the next area. That is understanding the regulations. This area is the regulatory burden farmers face when using H-2A program. So as farmers and ranchers, we're required to pay what is called the adverse wage effect rate, known as AWAR. That wage rate is set, and we have to pay above that, which is far above minimum wage. This year in Idaho, it's $16.83. In addition to wages, employers must provide free housing that meets strict OSHA and local code standards, cover round-trip transportation from the worker's home country, provide meals or access to kitchen facilities, navigate a long, expensive federal application and certification process. The program is under federal oversight. The H-2A employers undergo regular audits and inspections. A mistake, even if unintentional, can result in fines or being banned from the program. Moving on to area number 3. Why are we still stuck? In this third area, we need to examine why the system remains broken despite decades of debate. The short answer is politics. Most lawmakers agree that the H-2A system needs reform, but they don't agree on how. Some want strict caps on the number of workers allowed. Others argue we should match labor supply with actual need, provided all workers are legally documented. Some want seasonal-only visas. Others know that many ag jobs, like in dairies or nurseries, are year-round. As we move on to area number 4, it is hiring practices and document verification. I challenge you to study the legal gray area that farmers face when hiring workers under current law, especially when it comes to verifying documentation. Under federal law, employers must verify that every job applicant is authorized to work in the U.S. This is the exact same process every employer in every business are required to have filled out. At the same time, employers cannot question a worker's documents too aggressively without risking a discrimination lawsuit. This puts farmers in a no-win situation. It's important to understand that most farmers aren't looking for shortcuts or loopholes. They want a legal, dependable workforce, but the current system forces them into uncertain territory, even when they're doing their best to comply. Now, let's take a look at area number 5. It is finding a solution without crashing the system. Finally, we must ask, how do we move forward? We need to enforce our immigration laws. We also need Congress to break the stalemate and fix our ag labor system in a way that is realistic and sustainable. And we must do it on a timeline that doesn't cripple American agriculture in the process. That means crafting a solution that protects our borders and enforces existing law, preserves the food supply by recognizing the workforce ag needs, provides legal avenues for workers and employers to operate above board, and acknowledges that reform will take time, but delays come at a price. There are real proposals that attempt to balance these priorities. The longer we wait, the harder it becomes to meet the needs of farms, communities, and the nation's food security. So in conclusion, as a farmer, it's an honor to grow your food, care for the land. Agriculture is always changing and always improving, but the issue of labor is one we can't afford to ignore any longer. We need our leaders to come to the table and stay at the table until we fix this system. Farmers aren't asking anyone to give up their values. Keep your passion, but let's treat shouting for solving. So please, do your homework. Do not stop at one tweet, one video, or one viral post. The guest broker program is complicated, but solutions exist. We just need the will to act. If we care about the future of American farming, this issue cannot wait any longer.